OK， 我刚打开游戏得到一个成就，所以昨天那个点永久等待游戏马上爆炸的，其实是剧情的一部分。然后他反正就说我们等很久，然后回来这样，我觉得蛮酷的，有点就是没他干。然后另外我们真的成功连续2天开实况了，我觉得我对自己感到非常骄傲。好了，那我们就接续昨天的进度吧。我们现在在第2个轮回，我们准备好回去了。谁知道？对，我们到底在干嘛？为什么我们再把那个什么 Long Quiet 完成后再要做什么？
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, my awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of self-knowledge.
他只是想要觉醒而已。
As easily as you can stand to be you, you are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit, even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
让我们回去吧。
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the
我们做过什么？我们做过算是折中的做法，逃避，又逃避。实际上，我们现在2个路线好像都是逃避。也许我们应该走直接一点路线，刺进敌人的心脏。没错，听起来是好主意。革命万岁
spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning. Before you go, she will lie.
We're not going to go through with it.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of the blade is your implement.
我们需要有匕首才能刺进敌人的心脏。
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
我现在想要怎么刺？我们要讲话后刺呢？二话不说刺呢？还是要奸诈的刺？我觉得我们试试看，二话不说，直接冲下去，直接捅，奇袭。
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
他很快就不会了，很快革命就要成功了。
Don't let it fool you. Good. You're still
我们
listening
一
to
句话都
reason.
不说，直接捅下去。
You walk
保持
down
神
the
秘感。
stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
我很 focus。
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
直接上。
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
根据之前的几个轮回，老实讲，其实有点
I'm
困难。
probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
No hesitation.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation.
真的发挥奇袭效果。
You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh,
惊讶吧？想不到吧？
this is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well.
角色死掉的意思。
But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her
只
face.
差没有灰尘从她身上飘出来
But。is it over? Really over?
他死了 ，OK， 他死了。
Yes, exactly. It's over.
这是意志性的，不是意志，这是意志的挑战，所以我们只要相信就会成真。
With your work done, you make your way back up the
甚至还被放出
stairs,
去。
closing the
哇，
door
原来这么简单。
behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all.
What happened?
Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them.
No， 我们还是被封印了。
You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy.
满是被
You'll be
背叛。
happy.
我们只是个祭品，放我出去。
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity. Your reward. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes.
Oh, yeah,
You can't be
yes.
sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst. Hey. We're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
对，不行。你们旁白说高兴吗？我们都很高兴。Hell no！
I do. But you're probably
哦，
not
也有
going
人
to
要叫我
like
们
it.
自杀，这游戏很鼓励自杀，这完全在滥用死亡回归，
The blade. We can use the blade to get out of
非
this.
常实况不友善。
I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero.
He's right. It's the only way out.
Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
试试看，不要马上自杀会发生什么事。也许世界会先破裂，模拟会再度故障。
What a relief. I suppose we've got all the time in the world for you to change your
现
mind.
在自杀跟等
More
等自杀
happy
差不
time
多
passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voices, please, fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply...
耶，原来就这么简
To
单。
my completion, you cannot go further astray.
那个绝对是假的。不过我在想说，我们第一轮就这么做，可能会有不同的结局。因为我们现在知道这一切都只是造一个新世界的神的模拟，所以才不能够就存在在美好结局的。
Good, because I have an eye blade. I can hear everything. How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you. And in a sense we'd die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work. That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. If we die, you can yell at me all you want. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you
也
die.
太直接了吧！你们不是叙述场景吗？
The end.
智商的刀法比公
Nice
主好
knowing。you.
怎么就是 Spectre？
You're on
第一
a
轮不就是
path in the
Spectre？
woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to.
我杀了自己，等等。
I can assure you that you're not dead.
If he doesn't remember what happened, that's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again. Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place.
现在转身恐怕没有用，我们大概也会被那个什么，又会被 shifting mount 挡住。
You have already committed to my.
然后我不想要再进恐怖轮回，他很强。
She will lie.
She won't be a problem.
我们要被埋伏了，我们要被扭断脚了，然后被寄生。
The interior of the
no.
cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the
感觉还是
windows.
很不祥。
The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge. The blade is your implement. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
再杀一次。
You take the blade from the table. The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust. The room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure.
他死透了。
I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step,
OK，
the
任务
form
完
of the
成。
princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor,
所以她的
its
骨
wrists
她的
still bound to the
皮肤好
wall
像
by a
变
thick
多。
chain.
他这次看起来比上次的腐烂程度还少，
Okay,
他甚至还有
she's
血。
definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance
What?
to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor.
他还可以灵魂出窍。
Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
Ghost!
Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying.
What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues.
The princess drifts across
这
the
次变
room
不是
into your
厉鬼，变
orbit,
成
gently running her
装
fingers
可爱
across
鬼。
your shoulders and down your neck as she
虽然
circles.
似乎仍然可以让我们被瘫痪。
Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless
又是
yet
空
real
气
enough
灵
that her
气。
icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again,
没错
if we wanted to.
，My faith， 我们的意志就是我们的武器。话不说，再来一次。
Without a moment's hesitation, you lash out with your blade. It's like you're slashing at air. No matter how many times you stab at her, no matter how many angles you strike from, all you manage to do is interrupt her form, the skin of your hand prickling with cold as it passes through, unable to find anything solid.
他可以伤害我们，我们不能伤害他，那是种不公平的鬼。
You're adorable when you're confused. But I didn't see
Oh.
you touch me.
为什么？他其实是装可爱的，他真的是猎鬼。
Why are you even here? Just making sure you finish the job?
没有
Or
选
what?
择。我也要死。为什么？为什么我也不能变鬼？这不公平。
Well, yeah. You brought a knife with you. Was I supposed to just welcome you with open arms when you obviously had stabbing on the mind? It could have, but it wasn't. You can't blame me for threatening a would-be knife-wielding murderer.
那我们有错在
Especially
先，
when that would-be
我们不能靠对嘴
knife-wielding
胜
murderer
利耶。
became an actual knife-wielding murderer.
他会刺穿我们所有的论点，怎么办？那把我们所有论点一成两半。更努力的挣扎。Fuck
This
it！
path is already worn by travel and has been seen by one of my many eyes. You
Okay.
cannot walk it again.
Wait, what?
我不能够再尝试杀啦。大家干嘛呢？我们没办法伤害你。
I want you to make
Oh,
things
no.
right. I want you to set me free.
我们又只能跟他同归于尽，或者是把他被附身了。
This place won't let me leave, but you seem to come and go as you please. So help me out. Let me in. And
Remember, you owe me.
Maybe we should have just left her here. Maybe we should still just leave her here. If she can't get out on her own, then why do we have to do anything? Hasn't gotten out and can't get out are two very different things.
It'd be dull anyway. It's more interesting if we make a choice.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us? She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it?
Now, isn't that an interesting thought?
What?
We could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her
所以
dead
不是要
so,
附身，我们在交换
so
身体。
badly.
You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
I mean，我们只能够，我不大确定我们有没有真的其他选择。你不能毁灭世界，我们要负责一点。
so, that's where the hostility comes from. I don't know where you got that idea. I already gave you my answer. All I want to do is leave. All I want to do is stop feeling trapped. I couldn't give a damn about the world. I can't even remember.
I think that's all the answer we're gonna get out of her.
你要让他附身，或者是掉头就走。
Well, Keller, What's it mean for something to end anyway? You ended me, but I'm still right here in front of you, aren't I?
After seeing what you've seen, how can you be sure anything ends?
我甚至不觉得有世界存在，这只是个模拟。
Everything here is so impermanent.
也许有第三路线，我们看看。
She might be making it hard for us to kill her body, but those bones look very,
它是巫妖，
maybe breaking them breaks her.
听起来很合
Or
理。
maybe burying them would put her to rest. Don't take any piece of her outside of this cabin. Maybe you should stop looking for loopholes and try harder to actually slay her. But we are trying.
Those are just bones. They aren't me.
他不承认他是巫妖。
Destroy them. Whatever. That dusty pile of death is just a reminder of what you've done. It's not a fix for anything.
对啊，他的命夹可能就是他的旧骨骸，对不对？但没有，他至少不承认他是。我们现在甚至没有选，我们没有选择不被附身了，除非我们讲说的对话，也许。
A boring question with an easy answer.
没有，他不能伤害我。
She's dead.
所以我们真的就可以
Dead
掉
things
头而
can't
走。
hurt us.
That's for me to know. And for you to wonder about. Maybe I can't do anything to you.
对，他只会让我们睡不好而已。
See?
Or maybe I can rip your heart out.
Who's to say, really?
I don't like the uncertainty here. I don't know what to do or who to trust.
好吧。
The princess swims through the air in
那
front
其
of
实我
you,
没有选择，
pausing
我
for
不
a
能
brief
够
moment
做
as
我
her
刚
dark-rimmed
才会的选
eyes
择。
stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
Thanks for the body, killer.
我们要被背叛吗？
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
你没给我选择。
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul. I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over? I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The
No，
numbness gives
为
way
什么
to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Get up. You've still got a job to do.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
原来我没有发疯
So,。it doesn't work like that for you?
怎么现在是公主视角？我们已经在第三个，我们已经死亡回归了吗？
Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor? Are they also supposed to be you?
什么？我们看不到什么玻璃。
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass, I'm...
Yeah? Go on. Finish the thought. What are you?
I'm a voice? I'm me is what I am.
这太 meta 了吧 ？What the fuck？
Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
Do you have to deal with this annoying bickering all the time?
对，这就精神错乱的感
No,
觉。
it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too.
I'm clearly the same thing you are.
Hopefully they'll all go away once we leave this place. I don't know how you can tolerate all of this noise.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
So you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead.
对，
I can
干
tell
掉
you nothing
他
wrong here.
他才是
You're
常进
barely even
人。
there, like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
什么？所以旁白的本质跟公主其实类似的。
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen.
Obviously, she's nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
这是第一次看到这个视角。
Oh, shut up. Stop trying to manipulate everyone. Or don't, actually. It doesn't really matter. Because you won't be around to do this for much longer.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
我还是可以什么时候公主上路？我们要自杀了。主角的肉身只是个被操纵的机器人，你知道吗？我们的旁白似乎是我们之前的记忆，然后我们之前的记忆不知道为什么要指使我们现在的身躯干掉公主之类的。公主就是旁白的 I don't know 第二个人格之类的，这是我现在的理论，无法确定。Well， 一方面来讲，每次我们被操控身体后，我们就会做相反的事情。但现在我们被两个人操控，所以我们现在错乱怎么办？我没办法思考。
Then don't think. Just move.
太多人，两个人同时叫我做不同的事情。
One way or another, this is all going to end. Wouldn't it be nice if he ends with it?
I guess we'll just have to see what happens when we leave. But if I'm stuck in here, I'll be making some renovations. It's too crowded. 离开看看好了。我没有去你妈的！
Isn't that an interesting idea?
I hadn't even considered it as an option. Slaying
很
her
想要杀
would slay
公主。
you. Are you sure you're willing to do that?
我觉得这蛮接近我们这一轮的一开始讲的，就是二话不说直接杀。
Of course we're sure. The decision has already been made. All right then. Better this than ferrying her out of here.
What do you think you're doing?
Hear that? She's scared. No point wasting more time.
Do it.
Do it.
You lift the blade, then plunge it deep
You
into your
fool.
guts. Pain spreads quickly through your torso as you attempt to
你
turn
让你
its
自己有
edge
躯
up
体啊！
towards
你
your
白
heart.
痴！
The princess, her spirit bound to your prison of flesh as she had once been bound to the basement's prison of stone, cries out in agony as you slice through organ and
自杀
muscle.
可以解决所有问题，是这个游戏的主题的，这太变态。
Your skin roils and bucks as she violently pushes against it from the inside. Bits of her seep through, white and glowing with ethereal light, but still the walls of your
没
prison
错，只要能够逃出我们身体前断气，他就会永久死掉了之类的。
Who do you think you are trying to take me out with you? Well, I'll show you. I can do worse than that little knife. It's not you taking me out. It's me taking you out. I'll tear this body to shreds.
Wouldn't that be interesting? I'd like to see you try. But I think this is the end for all of us.
I said I'm leaving, you cold little freak.
不能离开。你被从自我之中剥离，或者说，等等，我想要回，我忘记没有看上一段讲了。你感到一股剧烈的撕扯力，就像你认知中的自我形体实际上是个合成物，意识所处的躯体之内有东西决心离去。 所以我们也被拉走，我们的灵魂被拉走了，我们不能死在我们自己的身体内。可以这么做？ No， 这就是灵魂要永远被折磨的感觉。刚开始忘记都会感到痛苦，但你接着就会忘记这种痛苦。
Do you think we're done, you self-destructive murderer?
至少不能解决所有问题。我错了，这就是灵魂要被吞噬的感觉。我们也灵魂出窍了，酷哦。
Oh, you're here. Great. Maybe you'll finally get to feel what it's like to be me. And yeah, that's you, or what's left of you. What an ugly sight. I'm willing to pretend that you didn't just stab yourself to spite me, but don't think I've forgotten a thing. This is an alliance of convenience.
No， 你在流出体液。
Wait, maybe this still counts as leaving together. Come on, let's get the hell out of
什么？
here.
我们现在是什么情况？
Here we go.
我们灵魂出窍，然后跟公主的鬼魂合体，这太复杂了吧？灵魂是这样运作了吗？我不知道这个世界灵魂设定是怎么运作的。我们自杀，然后灵魂被拉出来，然后我们的灵魂跟公主的灵魂合体，然后现在就可以跑出去了。我们奔向通往小木屋的阶梯，拉近距离的同时，时间就仿佛慢下来一样。又是这种玩意，跑到半路了，但下一刻还是在半路，不断的跑到半路，终点总看来近在咫尺。
Come on, come on, come on. We're so close.
世界好像又被重设了。旁白好像听来，有可能因为那个肉体还想要讲话，所以他也许在里面咒骂，这样。你活该如此，你活该如此，你活该如此。我们现在是公主视角，我猜世界被重设了，然后我们还是灵魂没有，我们的灵魂没有被重设。
Well, are you still there?
酷哦，我还在这。
Well, that's something. I guess we're really stuck together then. Like I said, we have an alliance of convenience right now. I wouldn't poke too hard at the edges of that. Poking at the edges when I specifically told you not to? We're both stuck here, and everything started over. How about we both just try and make the best of it?
所以公主也会继承记忆，就算她被重设。
Besides, there's something about you being in here with me that just feels right. It's hard to stay mad at you like this.
好吧，我们也放下。哇塞！原来公主她可以看到人类看不到的光谱，像她现在是会有 X 光视线。然后它的环境不是一直有色的，是某种奇怪的黑白色，所以它可能可以看到红外线光谱之类的。
Huh. I don't know.
真的不是人。
It's like we're one and then the other. Make up your mind already, body, will you? We're back where I started. That's weird and isn't.
哦，不想按到了。如果你想要的话，我们可以背回那些章节名称长什么样子。我不知道，一开始看到第一章是勇士与公主死掉，太 meta 了吧？什么 meta 路线？
Some hero you turned out to be.
Don't try to make this about shades of gray or whatever. I'm the only other person here with you, and you're the villain in my story. I'm sorry, I'm being mean again. How about we wipe the slate clean with a new chapter? We could call it Chapter 3, The Princess and the Dragon.
那你给他取这种鸟名字。巨龙是我妈，帅哦。
Dragons are monsters, you know. But alright, whatever makes you happy. I think that's you.
但现在没人在那个头脑里面，没人在操作机器人，旁白被操作机器人。
We're still a mess. It's like you don't really know what we are.
那我们还选拿匕首？什么？所以我们的实体是在拿起匕首还决定？我们是薛尔丁格的公主之类。我们的实体是被是同时在被发现后才改变。
So, you took the knife. Of course you did.
有没有可能来到这个路线但不拿到？我们是不是该继续讲你之前会讲的台词
？Apparently not. You're always so loud on the way down.
哇塞，为什么这么大只？为什么？我为什么现在遇到 BOSS 级的自己，然后平常就是他妈的骨头是中空的，会被踢断？
Let's see. You're missing something important, aren't you? I know, because I have it right here.
我不会讲话，因为我不在身体里。主角不是人，要不然你直接看他那个手。话说，我注意到我们的那个手的图示，现在变公主或者是某种鬼魂手，之前就是鸟手这样。也许我们现在在脑内在讲话。
So that's what's going on with all that silent staring.
谁会赌博？
Hey, I'm talking to you. It's rude to have a conversation in front of other people without letting them in on it.
Oh, you would like to hear what we're thinking, wouldn't you? But I think we hold the power right
Oh,
now.
Fuck. 我们被旁白寄生了。
But she knows about the decider being gone. That would be a weird bluff to come up with if it weren't true. Look, I love that you're trying to contribute, but I think we need to take a little sidebar. But I don't want to do it.
What the fuck?
I'm so sorry. This will just be a moment.
Unbelievable. Yeah, this isn't over yet. 1 second. Hey, I'm talking to you?
My apologies. They're really being quite dull in here. I think they want to kill you. At least the new one does. He's very, very passionate about it.
Well, he can try if he wants, but I'm not so sure you all have it in you. Not without your missing piece.
Ah, but that just makes it 2 birds with 1 stone, doesn't it? How tempting. From what I remember, it's pretty easy to kill you the first time around. And this time you're back to being very... what's the word? Fleshy? Yes, exactly. That's precisely the word I was looking for. You're fleshy now. No more of that incorporeality. Trust me, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think it would be easy.
Bring it then. But you caught me off guard the first time. It's not going to happen again.
这次我们没有被奇袭。上把圈杀死自己会怎样？
Well, what can I say? I'd back off if I wasn't already overcommitted, so guess I'll just have to pretend that you're bluffing. Which you maybe, probably are.
那我们让他的信心动摇了，之前就只有绝对信心才能成功。
Having second thoughts?
Shut up.
我们刚刚自己缩小之后又膨胀，所以我们这公主的形体真的是被鸟人的信心决定的。这表情好恶心哦！谁？
Before anything happens, I just wanted to let you all know that we are not all on board with this.
那为什么让第三个声音操纵你？
Now, we voted. It was not a majority decision. But we did have a plurality. He shouldn't count. Says who? Says me. He's not one of us.
但旁白还在，旁白还在，只是我们听不到旁白的声音。
He's been here since the beginning. The old chum really deserves a say. Besides, you'll all thank us when this is finally over and we are officially on top. But enough chatter.
Oh, so you finally decided to do something, have you?
What？ 为什么没有保护自己？他在假装自己在精神混乱，其实又是偷袭。
You can feel bone crack as her fist collides with your jaw.
哦，被揍回来了。
Thud as you tumble across the room.
You are such a disappointment.
I'd like to see you do better. The princess rips the blade from her chest and, fury in her eyes, cuts herself loose from her
他现在有
bondage.
武器了，我们反而没有武器。好了，我回到身体里了，你可以自由，你赢了，你知道吗？或也许，对啊，你捅我后，我肯定又会再传送回去。
Oh, you're different. You're back, just as I intended. I was never cut out for leadership, really.
Okay.
Then I just have to make this next one count.
为什么我们扯平了？你为什么要这样？
As she closes the distance, she raises the blade to strike
为什么好像变成
and
小子？
kills us. Well, she certainly stabs, and it certainly hurts. But the knife doesn't leave your body. As you grab her wrists, she drives the weapon deeper
传送回去，
and
开始。
deeper into your chest. Your knees buckle from the pain, and as she forcefully pushes you to the ground,
我们要传送回去了，我们的灵魂不能被摧毁。
I'm taking you back.
我们合体了，也许这是第六个路线，这是合体。
don't let us die here.
我们一起进公主身体里面。
Don't let everything die here. You have to end this.
或也许应该是说，我们抓住她的灵魂，然后现在可以决定要不要把她拉进我们身体里，然后死掉，就可以再度把公主杀死。或者是我们可以进入跟公主再合体，然后她就会逃走之类的。
Please.
无始无终的轮回。
Does this mean we're
我们要
together?
合体了，我们还肉体合体。
Maybe. Why were we fighting each
我们
other?
突然得到了某种理解。
You started it.
We needed something to do.
I guess we did.
To new beginnings.
Do you feel cold?
我们合体了，但是只有公主被抱走。我没有回到我的 shitty mode。我说 long quiet。
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Is that a mirror? Why is it here? This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. If they think it's bad, I'm with them. Ignore the cowards. You have to look.
我分解了，看到吗？我们变骨头了。我觉得我们的形态像是现在在腐烂。有没有一开始说什么膨胀，然后现在变分解？所以听起来我们在镜中腐烂了。我们在腐烂。不知道这时候会长什么样子。
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
这只是一切都是个模拟。
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist. This one is perspectives bleeding into one. You know her better than you know yourself. She will make for an empathetic heart. Do not mourn her, for you would not mourn yourself. No, their minds are empty, existent, but constantly shifting into something new. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
我改杀旁白了。
There's no need for you to know what you are going to do before you do it. If you find him, remember that I'll be waiting for you on the other side. 1. Whatever you bring me next will be
这是
enough,
最后一个轮回
and
了。
then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude. These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn. No, the point of awakening is to find out. It doesn't matter if there are. People are frail and impermanent. You and I are the only things that interest me.
Just Monica.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
我们走了2次逃避路线，讲来
And
讲
at the end of that path
一
is a
次直接
cabin,
刺死公主，
and in the basement of that
应
cabin
该走一
is a
个
princess.
I don't know 不刺公主路线之类的。
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning. She will lie.
这个我听过了。我们要一直不吃
The
公主。
interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the
或者是我们
floor
要
and
走一
walls
个
are painted in a
尝试
fine
理
layer
解，
of
但还是
dust.
刺杀或不刺
The
杀。
only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this
不过第一
right.
个路线好像其实一定要刺杀，对不对？因为就算我们不想刺杀，也会被心灵控制。嗯，我头走下去先。
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's
这边我们都还知道。
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a
没
threat
有，
to
我们还要
anyone?
走另外一个路线，就是什么永远快乐路线，就是把它带出去，然后
I am begging you to stay focused.
快
There's a
乐的
lot
结局
riding
这
on you
样。所
here.
以其实我们其实要走过一次救援路线，那我们这次要走应该走背叛路线。
Hi.
我们
I
要假
can't
装救
believe
他，
you're here.
然
I've
后
been waiting for something
然后
like
在
this to
他
happen
削弱自己的时
forever.
候，突然致命一击。对，这是我们要做的。
I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end. You're only making this more difficult.
Okay.
那我们
I'll be
上
here.
You attempt to make
把
someone
门
else
被关
here.
起来了，然后
You make your way to the easier for who? Easier
然
for
后他就开始咬自己的手，就是现在
fine.
他最弱的时候。
Against your
Okay,
better
that's what
judgment,
guys do that.
you cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone. Her limb falls to the ground. She didn't so much as utter a sound. No, she did. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours. How is she still smiling after everything?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of
Okay,
that
now this
as the
is
princess
important.
approaches the bottom stair. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
那这跟我想的不太一样。我本来想要狡诈的奇袭，但是现在变成我们又被心灵控制了。我蛮确定我们不能跟，也许还是可以警告公主，因为我蛮确定这个路线走下去应该有更多分支，所以他会让我们走这条路。这不是我要的。
Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end. You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart, but she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just
没有
lying
啊，
to
我
me
是被
this
心灵
whole
控制
time?
的，真的。
I don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do
因为我们
that?
按过警告公主，虽然就我讲警告公主，应该还是会有那一条路线，应该还有分支，但
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her
他不
arm.
用手，他可以用牙齿杀我们。
But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the
鸟
floor,
人的近战
your
太
body
差了。
unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to
也
inflict
许他
will
有
be
流
enough
血
to
致
at
死，
least
没
delay
错。
her escape from
如
this
果他没有
place.
快速回血能
If
力
we're
的话，
very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a
No.
path in the woods, and you're here to slay her.
哎，为什么没有回到这
I
里？
can assure you that you... If he doesn't remember what happened, brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him. You know I can hear you, right? Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so...
对他们杀了，我们不能原谅他。
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done. The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf. The blade is your implement.
我现在在干嘛？我现在上次背叛了他，有没有杀死他不知道，所以他现在会怎样？他可能想再来一次之类的，所以他一开始就会有敌意。我们拿刀切他的手，把他放出来 ，OK？ 他自己也同意。他很明显，他的手可能只是某种假肢，你知道吗？就是它是假的，他那个手其实没有东西在里面，他可以断尾求生之类的。空手进去可能没有任何筹码，所以只能等死而已。但是我好奇会怎样？进去马上下跪。
You take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it.
上海是对的，你知道我们上次那个附身的时候，看到鸟人走下来，刀直接拿在手上，我们竟然没有把它藏在背后。
That's not actually a bad idea. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
你好。
But you are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
所以他没有死。
She must have you confused with
他
someone
没有热
else.
血致死，他进化了。
She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss. Thank you. You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below.
哦，他战斗力看起来比他还强。
You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
至少他害怕。
That's no fair.
为什么要表现
How would you know that?
So, we've dropped the pretenses.
怎么还会记仇，不是装可爱？
Good.
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
他刚刚还是人参，我们就打不赢了。他现在变兽身，我们更没机会。对呀、只有我死过，是不公平。
You were the one who tried to kill me when my back was turned. You were the one who started all of this. Only a poor loser twists their own failures around on the winner.
我是被心灵控制的，老实讲。我们可以离开这。所以基本上我们可以攻击，或我们可以离开这个，或我们可以尝试投降。讲讲话好了。
Oh, smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster. If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
OK， 所以我们可以杀他，我们可以放走他，我们可以转身离开这，我们可以投降，把刀交出来给他来示好，这样。我们还是可以奇袭他，虽然感觉会被反杀。我们可以跟他同盟，这感觉这只是讲废话。
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all, and unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
And why would I do such a thing? Is someone's guilty conscience getting to them? But I wouldn't worry. As much as I may hate you, letting you live is in my best interests. If you get me out of here, the only thing that will be dead and buried is the bad blood between us.
Oh, that nagging feeling you mentioned is me, by the way. I'm actually a little anxious about a potential backstabbing event. She needs us to get out of here. We'll be fine if that's what we decide to do. You won't be fine because destruction is in her nature. If she gets out of here, that's it for the world.
让我们走，公
remember?
主。 和善路线，其实世界没有被毁灭，对不对？其实公主离开这不会毁灭世界，那是旁白讲的。
Even if that's true, that doesn't automatically mean she's going to stab us in the back. I think that depends on your definition of words like stab and in the back. She might not literally do that, but she could very well symbolically do the same thing.
他会把我们做成甜甜圈。
See? He gets it. There's nothing wrong with looking out for number one.
那我就用武器吧。虽然我觉得他不应该不会接受啊，因为这两个是有挂号显示会结束的。我在想，这应该他不会接受我们拿武器靠近。
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her
我们差点
wrist.
被他埋伏了。我们靠近的时候就被拖撕成两半。
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her
OK，
cards
他比我
close
们
to
高
her
级，
chest.
他比我们老谋深算。
This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
好吧。我要攻击你，先宣布宣战。我们可以离开，或者把武器交给他离开。我们这个没有写探究，所以这个也是一个选择。所以我们几个选择，我们要选择带着武器离开，把武器给他，然后要希望他重新发落。我们可以离开这，虽然他已经挣脱了，所以大概跑不掉。看，这根本是陷阱。或者我们有两个选择可以跟他拼呢？哇！我们要试好，知道吗？其实我们现在已经陷入完全的弱势了。我们上次有武器，然后被少一只手都可以打赢我们，他现在变成进化形态，然后又没有受伤，你知道吗？我没有机会。
You can't be serious. Now, hold on. We should put this to a vote. The blade is one of our most valuable assets. We can't just give it to her. What if she uses it to kill us? I vote no. As do I. I, abstain? You abstain. She's going to kill us if we give it to her. You're going to get everyone killed. You know that, right? But of course you do. You toss the blade at the princess's feet.
做出他完全想不到的事情，让他感到困惑。
She eyes it with suspicion before kneeling down to pick it up.
I wouldn't have done that. Why did you?
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face.
What do you think happens now?
我们和平的离开这，当然，那我已经没有武器了，你还需要我们活着才能离开这，不是吗？他没有直接把我们干掉的原因，就是因为他不能离开这，需要我们放他出去之类的。虽然我们想要走，好像也不能走。对，我们要停止暴力的回圈，没错。所以跟我认识某个人一样会把我杀。我真的要把你救出来，好不好？我要终止暴力的回圈。
She pulls back, clearly caught off guard by whatever nonsense you just said to her.
讲那些无厘头的话，似乎对他好笑。
I thought it was nice. Whether it's nice depends on if we meant it. We didn't mean it. If you were lying, we'd all know. But unfortunately, you weren't
我们
lying.
有没有感动他？
What? What do you mean by that? What kind of game are you playing?
我也不知道我在干嘛。
The look of surprise that momentarily softened her features vanishes as she steals her nerves.
What?
And then she buries the blade in your
为
heart.
什么？
What? No. No, come on, that's not right.
你没有我就不能出去，你在干嘛
I told you. I told you this is what she was going to do. Glee dances across her face as you fall to the ground.
到底需不需要我们呢？这混蛋
Did it. I
还是你
got
只是很想杀我？
you.
The princess seems to tremble, her smile fading quickly.
我莫名其妙被捅死，又猜对让
Her
公主让她
nervous
哭。
eyes brim with tears.
下一个版本是精神错乱公主。
Why? Why did you let me do this?
But you don't have the strength to respond, nor do you have the time,
瞬间就死了
Everything goes
死真
dark.
快。
and you die. You're on a path in the woods. I can't believe she actually stabbed us. I told you not to give her the blade. I told you it would come around to bite us. I voted against it. Yeah, we know. You already got your I told you so's in while we were bleeding out. I just wanted to make sure that everyone here knows that I was and am on the right side of that argument. Oh, you're far from being on the right side of anything. You're fixated on the past, whereas what you should be is fixated on the future. Ho ho, a visionary. I like it. Tell me more. Gladly, my dear fellow. By cruelly turning on the princess in her moment of vulnerability, we made ourselves an enemy. But by mastering our fear and insecurity and handing over our power, we've begun a journey to something so much deeper.
我们一直不停的错乱，让所有人都错乱。
I like journeys. Travelling is a bit of a passion of mine. It makes me so relatable. Now, where are we off to? Well, if we're lucky, it's a journey to love. She hates us, does she? She hesitated before stabbing us to death. Maybe she won't be as keen to betray us this time. We've already proven to her that we can change. So maybe she'll realise that things don't have to end in violence.
我们走向最终妥协
You know,
路线。
maybe you're right.
最
In
终
which
和平
case,
路
I
线。
suppose the only thing to do is to get back to the cabin and give it another try. Give what another try exactly? You are aware I've been listening to you, right? It makes no difference if we conspire in the shadows or bear our intentions with open hearts. Oh, are you now? Great. So you've obviously been here before, since you apparently died at least once. Twice, actually. Sure. Twice. Then I'll spare you the little introduction I had planned. You already know about the princess, and clearly you already know that she's dangerous. So don't muck this up. It's bad enough that this isn't your first time through.
世界改变了，母体改变了。
Wonderful. If the woods themselves are changing, then that's all the more reason for you to take this seriously. It would mean your grip on things is slipping, which, in turn, likely means her influence is spreading. Someone's in the know. I've already said too much. You don't have to worry about me. My head's always empty. Except for thoughts of her. It isn't long before you find yourself at the base of the cabin. I think it's clear where everyone stands at this point. I don't know if I'd say everyone. You talking about me? I have a position. It's a good one too. Ignore him, he's just talking for talking's sake. My position is the only one that matters. The princess is a threat to you. She's a threat to me, and most importantly, she's a threat to the world. The interior of the cabin is hardly an interior at all anymore. The burned out ruins merely suggest the shape of the structure that once stood here, charred wood still reeking of ash. But beneath it lies the fresh smell of spring growth after rain, the promise of new life in the wreckage of the old. The only furniture of note is the crisp shell of what was once a table, a pristine... Wait, this isn't right. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade? We gave it to her last time. She can't still have it, can? Well, it's not here. And if she has it, let me guess, You want to get all chummy with her. Look, as far as I see it, if it's between him and her, I say we side with the one who has the weapon.
这次我们甚至没有
It's
选
just the
择。
smart thing to do. I wouldn't be so hasty. I'm sure the blade will turn up
好，其实我
somewhere.
们上一轮没有
She
带武
can't
器
have
下去
it.
是怎样？
That's not how this is supposed to work.
我们没有办法把刀给他来试好啊，他还有办法放我们出去吗？
If she does have it, that's
What's
all the
that
more
one?
reason to put our faith in her. We've already shown her our heart. Now she has to show us hers. Unless her heart tells her to stab us, which doesn't seem unlikely, so yes, I agree. Let's make sure we get on her good side. You step forward and approach the scorched entryway leading to the basement, hesitating before you begin the descent. You know what you have to do. Wipe away the grit from the mirror, and behold our handsome features. You reach forward and wave your hand through the hollow entrance leading to the basement. What are you doing? Alas, our fine features remain unseen. We'll just have to trust that she'll find us beautiful as we are. Well, seems like the only way to go is forward, isn't it? Yes, that's where everything tends to be. Let's just put on a good face and have our wits about us. You step through the frame of scorched wood and make your way into the darkness below. The stairs to the basement are covered in a fine layer of gritty ash. The air still feels warm, as if the fires that ruined this place had only recently been extinguished. Yet fresh shoots of thorny branches are already weaving themselves through the soot-covered earth of the walls around you. Their spines point courteously down towards the basement, so you're able to brush past their jagged points with ease, at least on the way down. But you don't need to think about the way back up just yet. That's a matter for after the world's been saved. These thorns are an expression of her pain. I know it. She's calling out for help. Her voice, worn down by pain and suspicion, hobbles up the
这
stairs.
错乱版本。
I can't get away from you, can I? You betray me, I kill you, and you come back. You let me kill you, and you come back. I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me.
"我们只在试所有的选择而已。
I think you know how this goes. I'm down here, and I
而
can't
且没有
leave.
门了，所以我
So
们可以把
come
它直
down
接带
and
进
talk.
去。
It's not like I can stop you.
虽然之前用真爱之力也能把门打开，所以谁知道？
You continue down the basement stairs, brushing past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more and more plentiful as you make your way forward. You step out into what was once a vast open cavern, now overrun by briars and prickles and thistles, the space thick with hostile vegetation. At the heart of it all, encased in a tight weave of vines, is the princess, her bloody, trembling hands clutching a pristine blade.
Did you know this was going to happen to me? Are you here to watch me suffer? Are you here to laugh?
"我打破暴力的讯号。
I want to trust you,
Her grip tightens on the blade.
but you're hiding something, aren't you? Why would you help me if you weren't helping yourself?
我也被困在这，其实这是真的。
The princess clutches the blade closer to her chest.
That sounds nice. I'm so tired of the bad blood between us. But it's...
Her eyes dart away from yours for a brief moment.
And I've also hurt you.
做什么都需要许可，很重要。Consent is important.
Her eyes briefly meet yours, then dart back to the floor. She hangs her head in resignation.
以德服人路线。
Okay.
哈哈，现在就脱身的时候。
You reach towards her bloodied hands, laying your palm on her trembling fingers. For a moment, she clutches it even tighter, her knuckles going white with the effort. But then the tension fades. Her grip finally loosens and she allows you to take the weapon. You carefully pull it free from the thorns, though they scrape at your skin, leaving red trickles of fresh blood all along your arms. She trusts us. She trusts us. Doesn't that set your heart aflutter? Yeah, a little. It could just be nerves. Being this close to her does bring back unpleasant memories, but I don't know, it doesn't feel bad. It feels good. We are special to have gained an ounce of trust from a maiden so guarded. Now all that remains is to free her from her
感觉是跟我们的
bindings.
之前那一轮太像了。
Yeah, let's do
我
it.
会想
Let's
要
show
遭
her
遇
how
怎么
much
办？
both of us have changed. Or, hear me out, we slay her. Right here, right now. She's never been so helpless, and if we don't take advantage of that, we may never get another chance.
被杀
That
好像
sounds
反
like
而
a
最糟
splendid idea. You should listen to him. I see that the lines have been drawn. It's 2 against 1. It's 2 against 2. You don't count. And why shouldn't he count? Because he's clearly not one of us. That doesn't matter. He's been with us the whole time. He should get a say.
这些台词嘛还是耳熟。
So, did you mean it? Or was I a fool to hand my life to you?
只是想到太多无厘头选择。
Yes, what a good idea. Let's cut her free. Oh, so you're suddenly team free her. You can't just switch sides as soon as we make a decision. I can do whatever I want, and I believe with my whole heart that this is the right course of action. Let's free this
感觉
princess.
很好笑。
Everyone deserves a chance at redemption. Let him join us and be merry. We are all united by our passion. That's right. What he said. We've already given him a chance at redemption. And who says I don't deserve another? I really mean it this time. I'm big enough to admit when I'm wrong. So I want to help you all free her. And I have no problem with that. Welcome to the team. You're one of us now. One of the good guys. You take the blade to the thorny vines imprisoning the princess, and she
没有
flinches,
蛮可以说的。
relaxing only slightly as the blade slices into the thick vegetation rather than her arm. And she flinches again as the last of the vines is cut away, as if, after all of that, she's still expecting you to turn on her and stab her in the heart. But you're not going to do that, are you? Still, all it would take is a single slip of the blade. Such a pathetic attempt at distraction and subterfuge. Our blade is a dashing sword, and every dashing sword is an extension of its hero. It won't slip. You're right. He can't even make it slip, can he? He's a bit of a nobody. Good thing I've been on your side of all this since the beginning. The princess falls into your arms, tears streaking down her cheeks. I can't believe you're making me describe this. I hate you.
You actually meant it. You rescued me.
Do you see the way she's looking at us? Kiss her. Kiss her now before the moment ends.
耶！
Can we actually do that? No, you can't. Absolutely not.
我才知道激怒爸爸。
You know as well as I do that we can. And we wouldn't want to throw away a chance for a special moment, now would we? If I were only capable of throwing myself off a bridge. Well, are you going to describe our steamy, romantic kiss? You lean in and you kiss her. And she reciprocates enthusiastically. You kiss. It's done. Are you happy now? Come on now, this is the big
哇，
moment.
不好的预
You
感。
can do. Fine. You and the princess lock eyes and stare deep into each other's souls with all the roaring emotion that comes from letting what once was hatred turn into pure, unbridled passion. Are you making fun of us? And then each of you close your eyes and kiss. Words can describe neither the nuclear fire nor the oceanic depth of your connection. Please. I think he actually likes romance. If history itself were not about to end, historians would document this moment for the rest of time. Musicians would write era-defining ballads, and great artists would spend entire lifetimes trying to merely capture the spark you hold right now. He's making fun of us. It doesn't matter either way, because this is good stuff. I'm aware of my skills. But unfortunately for you, the moment doesn't last forever. Open your eyes, the princess smiles gently up at you. Time for you to damn the whole world to oblivion, I suppose.
That was nice.
Her hand slips into yours, and the two of you rush to the basement stairs. Shameful, really, that the same thorns that so graciously allowed you downstairs are now blocking your only way out. Please, after all the trials we've been through, do you really think a few measly thorns can stop us? Love is an even more powerful weapon than our blade. We cut through those other vines just fine. They're only thorns. I'm not afraid of getting a few scrapes. I'm not even sure we need to do any cutting. We can just move them out of the way. What a pathetic showing, really.
A few pointy sticks can't keep us down here. We're both meant for so much more than this.
直接走进荆棘。Chompo， 好久不见，可不是吗？我倒是听起来有点像是白痴的幻想。试试看发生什么事啊！我们要相信真爱的力量。真爱的力量是真的，我的天！
Yield. Both you and the princess ascend the stairs without obstacle. This is unacceptable. The second you step out of this cabin with her, the world ends. Do you hear me? What did the world ever do to you to deserve this? Your nightmare is our dream. Whatever world would condemn star-crossed lovers like us to a cycle of violence and despair isn't a world worth saving.
对，更别提每次我们杀死公主后都有坏结局。
We'll weave something new
我们会永远被
together.
陷在
Something
恐惧的回圈里，死亡的回圈里。
You and the princess hesitate at the cabin door. This is your last chance.
而且你知道，就要毁灭世界才能够重生。
We've already made our decision.
We're finally leaving here together, aren't we? And all we had to do was trust each other. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad we finally could.
OK， 如果这是故事的寓意的话，迈向自由，各位。
Hands clasped, the two of you open the door and step out into a new day. You irredeemable murderers.
那个声音，世界要结束了。
Where's everything going?
模拟又在崩溃。
Why is it so cold?
如果有日文配音的话，可能就像了。没有，那可能你不知道把探是日文吗？查一下。
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Portan 可能是德文。What？ 这是刚好反一样。
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now? This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
很快就会没事的。
Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right? If they think it's bad, I'm with them.
我们变成，我们什么都不剩，我们真的腐烂了。我们化成灰了。哦，我们变成鸟了，而且我们变得不像鸟了。我们现在看的像是正常的鸟。
I think you know what I am.
哦，没有，是旁白。旁白是鸟，不是鸟人。 变得不一样了。所以你就是旁白。
The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
然后看来我们的问的数量是有限的。看他说的选择。你是什么？你像我一样的东西吗？你如果不是我，那你是什么？会有超多问题。你这样变四分五裂会痛吗？我不想要摧毁你，说我不要再发热，会不会有帮助？大家都感觉不是很有用的问题。所以你是我的一部分。我见过了你很多次，你是同一个你吗？我不该见证这一切的，对吗？所以这到底是什么地方？
A construct. It was supposed to keep the two of you trapped here until the job was done. And it was supposed to guide your hand to help you see things through.
所以果然就是模拟世界。
The construct you're in exists in every world at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both you and her into a new world. But you're waking up to your true nature now.
一切都只
It
是
won't be
一
able
场
to work like that anymore.
所以你到底是什么？
Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
所以我们只是模拟底下的一个棋子，然后他是在上面操作的管理员，或也许是管理员的部分。
Any other version of me you talked to was just that, a version of me. It wasn't me. As to why they lied, perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain realizations that would have made finishing your task impossible. Maybe they were just in denial. I'm sure many of them were convinced that they had to be the first version of them you'd encountered. Anything else would have been too existentially unpleasant. For all I know, each of those other versions of me could have had entirely different understandings of how this construct works. Who's to say which of them are right and which of them are wrong, really? Except for me, I can tell you for a fact that I'm right.
这样没有问题啊。所以我到底是什么？
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
我们是 long quiet， 所以我们就是这个虚空，我们的本体是虚空。所以你可以创造我们。你是个神。那公主是什么？
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
所以我们就是要让公主的本体觉醒，然后再把她杀了，来让世界不会再改变，因为我们是永恒。简单来讲。 也许我们可以不要摧毁它，应该来探索一些其他可能。
As you are now, you won't be able to will her into anything. You don't work the way a living being does. Not anymore. And as you were before, you couldn't be trusted with the knowledge of what she is. No one could be trusted with that knowledge. Intrusive thoughts have a way of creeping in and ruining everything. It's why I had to die.
"所以这发生很多次了，为什么要塑造成公主形象？" 我们要怎么摧毁抽象概念？
With some amount of difficulty. But you're an abstract concept
我
yourself.
们也是抽象概念
It。would have been preferable if you had destroyed her within the confines of the construct, but when I shaped the two of you, I made sure that you were strong enough to see things through.
问题越按越多，没错。
The cycle of life and death, the endless pattern of creation and destruction. I tore it in two and shaped the fraying threads into you and her.
但反正基本上就是我们要把自己的另外一个部分摧毁，然后重启世界之类概念。
I didn't make her a princess, but I wove the idea of her into something your scattered mind could fathom. You chose for that something to be a princess.
看来没有问问了。
So I am. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
要最后 BOSS 战，我们要决定是不是应该摧毁自己的一部分来重启世界。 超多公主撒出来。
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly. Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am. Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
所以我们可以不摧毁它，我们可以自己被摧毁，让世界变成混沌。
Always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echoes spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
这剧本上我有点想要那个邪教模拟器，不是邪教模拟器，其实应该是说四神之书，就是邪教模拟器的续集，因为它的其中一个故事主轴就是永恒跟自由的战争这样。对，我们还有很多支线没有看到。为什么我们刚刚要做那么决定？
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end, pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us. Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict. If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words cannot express. And violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it. A thought is a vine, and some thoughts nurture thorns that bleed the soul, and endless growth that blots your vision and strangles your trust. When I succumbed to myself, you patiently stood by me and cut the thistles that rooted in my skin. Your compassion is what freed us both, but compassion is a thing that must be nurtured, and you cannot nurture that which cannot change.
所以现在我们要进行什么伦理战争？我们要进行哲学战争。你的同情心解放我们的同情心需要培育，但你无法改变培育，但你无法培育无意改变的事物。
Then help me again. We are each other's liberation. What once was one, then was two, and then was one again. You gave me shelter when you burned mine down, and then you struck another match. I pulled you from the ruins, and then we built a life. What once was one, then was one again. The peace didn't last. The worm in your heart came for us. It took you from me, and I took you back. What once was one, then was two, then was one again. You and I are bound together. To rid yourself of me would be to leave yourself forever incomplete.
我不大确定我们动机是什么。我们动机是不想要被他，不想要摧毁他。他想要我们摧毁，应该我们想要被摧毁，让世界重生。但是我们想不想要被摧毁，让世界重生？所以我们现在要保护自己，我们要跟他讲为什么我们不该被摧毁，为什么永恒不该被摧毁，让改变到来之类的。但我不在。提前终止反抗，或我们可以同意，就直接投降，直接被摧毁，让世界被重生。我不要确定我们为什么有动机不想要被摧毁。我们只是像潮汐一样，像太阳升起一样，知道？我们只是想要开启另外一个轮回。
Violence is a blinding flash of color, but no flash lasts forever.
My massive mob you. There is no beginning to them, and there is no end. And there is no end. Only the flood of there is only the flood of bodies. Every moment you hold, and then you hold them all again. Sensation at once, and then you hold them all again. But in the end, you reflected it back at me. For a brief moment, both of us were everything. We can be everything again. We can weave a beautiful and endless song.
有特别的字体。我看到各种现实版本的我们，你不见得活着，但我们没有停下脚步。这个世界不需要你。有些世界的版本他没有活着。
You speak of me as if I am a ghost, but I am right in front of you. Your left eye drives a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever. Consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back.
我虽然有永恒存在的决心，但我没有。我很同意，我们应该被销毁。
Then there's no need for you to fight what we are. Whenever you're ready, we can leave together. If you need more time to open your eyes, then I will give you all the time in the world. That cold fire has left your eyes. Are you finally willing to listen?
Flesh is a vehicle, and to destroy the flesh is to strand the spirit.
你应该提早停止抵抗了。
You stranded me, and with violence I sought to twist your flesh back into mine. Forced between choosing your death and forfeiting your body, you chose agency. But agency requires action, and action requires an endless tapestry of events. In your final moments, would you remove action itself from reality?
哦，我大概知道红色字体什么意思了。如果你在那个轮回把他杀死他，就是最后一直抵抗做到最后，然后把他杀死的话，把公主杀死的话，就是红色选择。我在猜，如果你点够多红色选择的话，会影响，会可以真的拒绝改变，然后就会让世界进入永恒。猜这样。
And yet still you chose. To be capable of change is to be capable of choice. Nothing
我们要被吸
is
收啊！
Everything that is exists
Sounds
only in
bad, eh?
relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
OK， 我觉得可能要重新时光一次，然后就是一路抵抗到底，看会怎样。
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final peace lies with you.
自爆，变成气体，变成灰尘飘走，我们回归了自我。古生物的躯体从冬眠苏醒，你的四肢出现你之前无法理解的感觉。这天地全是你，我们就是世界。你感受到你的双翼横跨宇宙，但扭曲而皱缩，在痛苦的紧张中被束缚在一个很有限的平面。我们要变3D 了，你感受到来自构想的玻璃垂幕在压迫，以无限的面和角度紧束你，于是推挤反抗。
I love you.
这边忘记翻译。出现植物开发芽后，我们自由了。虽然我们是妥协让世界改变、世界毁灭。
It's magnificent. Everything, just like it always has been, and just like it always will
但
be.
反正就讲一些螺旋话，世界一直在改变，所以代表不停改变的世界也是永恒。世界就是世界，不是无限。你看它迎向1000个日出、日落，每个日出日落又有成千个日出日落。你存在并显露一如既往，日后也永远不变。但反正就是永恒跟改变其实是一体的。I don't know， 感觉这有点，感觉这还不是最完美结局。他没叫你 call good night， 这是艺名吧？网红关系哇！这故事感觉印度可能是看着什么经写改写的。繁体中文跟简体中文团队是不一样的，蛮压抑的。虽然好像有点重复，但它太快跑掉，所以没看完。但这个游戏好像是说他们做另外一个游戏做累了，然后做出来的，结果就超过他们比本来他们做游戏还是热门的。The end， 看有多少结局。还有什么夹缝之间？哦，没有，这个是有点，还有我没看夹缝之间还有其他的东西。诅咒你们2个变成不完整存在。OK， 这个可能就是如果我们一直杀公主的结局，可以让我们不要再合体，然后就会让世界永远被 然后毁灭之类的，让改变跟永恒变成分开，所以大家到结局真的是。但呀，我们大概只看到一半的结局。我觉得我们可以再实况一次啊。不过我要回想一下，我们到底走了什么结局，才不会不想重复。看起来刚刚我们一些走到结局是还有分支的。OK， 像例如这个什么人文野兽猎物，大概就是如果没有带武器下去的话，就会走这个结局这样。悲惨的死，听起来很惨。那今天就这样吧，感谢各位收看，拜拜。看一下其他按钮可以干嘛？剪贴布什么概念
？Self-voicing disabled。
可以帮你念台词。如果你眼瞎的话 ，I guess。重设资源库，然后这是洗掉所有的回忆的。我觉得不错啊，我觉得不错。现在正在特价，如果记得没错的话，我看一下。现在特价20%，而且好像它本来原价就已经蛮低的了，所以有兴趣的人可以看看。好，就这样吧，感谢收看，拜拜。